Alright, hello. So today I'm doing my evaluation on my article. So I have to first discuss the finished article. Now I feel that the article actually came out pretty well for what I didn't expect it to nowhere near turn out as well as it did. I am happy and not happy in the same way. I had to change a lot of it because it was deemed too offensive. Now, I don't believe it, in my opinion, it wasn't too offensive. I feel like what it said was actually needed to be said. Now, changing it hasn't changed the message, but it has changed some of the words to get to that message. Alright, so next part is to discuss if I think it was professional. I think it was professional for the medium that we released it on. We released it on the Freeway of Expression Facebook group. I feel like it could have come out more professional if I was allowed to use the words and ways I would have spoke in the article originally, because it was way more towards aggressive towards the subject. In this, I've taken still an aggressive but somewhat passive-aggressive stance, which it's more an opinion-based thing, but personally I prefer the aggressive way that I written it originally. Now, what would I do next time? I would write it more aggressively. I would hopefully get the chance at some point to put out the original piece, how I wanted it to be wrote, which is much longer, 1,000, 2,000 words long. We had to cut it down to only 500 here, so that was an issue. Alright, so choosing the appropriate subject. Now, I looked at a couple of subjects, games, and films, but that's a passion of mine, games, but not as much as the political correct issues that I've wrote about. You see, I've been researching this stuff for about 3 to 5 years. The 2-year leeway, because I'm not 100% sure when I started, but I started at a very young age learning about this stuff. And that's kind of one of the reasons why I talked about it, because I'm pretty knowledgeable about the subject. I feel it is an appropriate subject because it's something you actually need an opinion on right now. So, the next question is, the problem is creating a well-written article. Now, the technology and photographs. So, the technology I used is a PC and a Mac running on Google Drive. I use Google Drive. I had an issue where the backspace was behind the next character instead of in front of it, and that made it a tiny bit difficult, but overall not too stressful. The other issue was getting the right photo. So the idea for the photo was someone holding a piece of paper up, covering their mouth, looking rather upset because they've been censored. Now, the way that we did this is I got my Canon D something, I don't quite remember the model, and we went down to the lower ground and a couple other locations, but the one I use is the lower ground, and sat on the staircase with the message. I thought that had nice orange lighting, kind of made a natural look to it even though it was artificial. Now next is how did we make the article interactive. So we posted on the Freeway of Expression, and the way I got a discussion thread going is I simply asked in the article for their opinion. But also to help that out, I offered to do other people's article, start a discussion on other people's articles, so they would type on mine. So that kind of helped the thread going, is getting other people to write on mine, I write on theirs, everyone then can help each other with doing this section of the evaluation. Now, to stop this from becoming a debate and becoming offensive or becoming inappropriate, I simply asked for people to, discuss this. I don't want an argument in my thread. And when messaging, I asked for their opinion and to respond to other people, but not to be offensive, to tone it back, to not be inappropriate. And another way I could have done it, but hadn't need to, is I could have just deleted the comments. Although that's kind of not what I want to do when my article's about censorship and comedy. everyone's entitled to their own opinions, even if it is offensive. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my evaluation.